Coming to you live from the Traders Expo here in Las Vegas. I'm joined by Linda Raschke, 34-year veteran professional trader. I love sitting down with traders like yourself because it's your own money. We could all talk a big game, but you're putting your money, and in fact, you've been doing it for 34 years, says something to your success. So thank you very much for sitting down with us. So tell me, being around 34 years, obviously you were a novice at some point. Was there somebody that was influential in your life, trading, teaching you and getting to where you are now?
When I started out, I was on the trading floor, and we didn't have education as they have nowadays in a more formalized structure, and it was very much either learn by doing. So the first mentor was Mr. Market, the School of Hard Knocks, right? But there was a person who backed me early on by the name of Jerry, who actually hardly ever spoke a word, but it was following his example. And as I remember, he was in at the office 2 hours before the markets opened and didn't leave till 2 hours after they closed. And there's all the preparation, the homework, and the detail, lots and lots of detail. I'm not normally a detail-oriented person. I'm more big picture. But seeing his methodical plodding along, and here was something really interesting, because it was maybe 10 years later that the head of the clearing firm, at that time First Options of Chicago, confessed to me who the most profitable floor traders were, and he was one of them, the most consistently profitable. Why that was so unique is because A, he was always really quiet. You would never know it. He never stood in the pit and did big, ridiculous size. In other words, there wasn't this big bravado or this big ego or I made this winning trade. Nothing. You would think this guy was barely living out of a soup kitchen, right? But he was the most consistent, never did big size, but very steady, consistent strategy, and it was always the preparation and the homework. He never talked about it, but it's the thing that stuck in my head. And because I'm not so much of a detail-oriented person, if I hadn't had that influence on my trading in my life, I'm sure I would have blown up 10 times over the past.
I don't want to get too detailed, but what do you do, or what would you give advice to somebody in the morning, let's say the 2 hours before the market opens? Is there certain things that you look at, or you think a mindset that they should have going into the trading day?
Well, I'm a firm believer, for me at least, I can only speak from my personal experience. I do my homework at night. I do it before the markets are open, before you have big overnight gaps, because it's sort of like taking a test with a number 2 lead pencil. Your first guess is always your best guess. That's what they say, you know? So when the markets close, if I do my preparation, am I looking to buy or sell tomorrow? What are the main levels? It'll be 1,000 times more correct than if I tried to do it the next morning. So do your homework at night when the markets are closed or the day's, fresh in your mind. Then when you come in the morning, you want to be prepared as a trader, just like an athlete. You don't want to be getting up too late. You want to have a little breakfast or coffee or whatever you need, have some chance to sit down, make sure all your computers are working, and you're not behind the curve. And then you're in the trader mode. So let me give you a real quick last analogy. It's like football or baseball. You do your strategy, you know how the pitcher throws, you've studied this the night before. This is all your technical analysis that you do. You know that, or the team favors passing or whatever the case may be, right? So you do that type of preparation beforehand. But game day, or when you're up on the plate and you're ready to swing, you're in your now moment go mode. You're not thinking about the analytics. You have to be prepared to act and adjust. So they're two different moduses.
You're basically proactive versus reactive too. You're getting ahead. You're ready. When you get up to bat, you know what's coming, and you should be prepared to swing when you're supposed to swing at it. So detail-oriented, and it looks like she was getting her inner zen too. Maybe a little yoga in the morning.
I don't do yoga, but you got the main idea, right? Okay.
Linda Raschke, thank you so much.
Thank you.